So what if I told you that in cities like Beijing and Shanghai, there are these super high-tech gyms, but the members aren't human? That's right. Today, we're going to dive into the pretty wild and very real world of robot gyms, places built from the ground up to train the next generation of humanoid machines.
Okay, let's really get into this. I want you to forget about treadmills and weight racks for a second. Instead, picture a high-tech playground where robots are being put through their paces, learning to walk on tricky, uneven ground, pick up super delicate objects, and even react to things that pop up out of nowhere. This is literally where science fiction stops and real-world engineering begins.
But you might be asking, why go to all this trouble, right? Why build these massive facilities just for robots to work out? Well, the answer is all about China's huge ambition to plant its flag as the absolute leader on the global stage for both AI and robotics. These gyms? They're not just some cool side project. They are a critical piece of that giant strategic puzzle.
Yeah, this is not just about building a few better robots. It's about creating an entire ecosystem. By setting up these proving grounds, China is systematically growing a whole new generation of intelligent machines. The goal is to speed up the entire industry, right from the very beginning.
And the scale of this ambition is just staggering. Just look at this number. The goal is to attract over 30 of the world's top robotics companies to set up shop around these innovation hubs by 2027. What that does is create this incredible synergy, like a hotbed of talent and tech all pushing in the same direction.
And, they're not just focused on theory and research. The objective is to bring more than 10 new commercially viable robot products to the market within that exact same 2027 timeframe. It's a super clear signal that the focus is on turning this futuristic idea into a tangible economic reality, and doing it really, really fast.
So what on earth does a robot workout even look like? Let's go behind the scenes for a minute and see how these machines are actually being trained to handle all the complexities and, frankly, the chaos of the real world.
The best way to think about it is like a video game where the main character is a real-life robot, and every level is designed to push its limits. It's basically a safe, controlled space where a robot can fail, learn from that failure, and adapt without any real-world consequences. It's all about perfecting its performance.
And here's the absolute key difference, which you can see right here. For a human athlete, right, training is all about building muscle, skill, and endurance. For a robot, it's all about one thing: data. Every single movement, every attempt, every success, and especially every single failure is a crucial data point that helps make its AI brain just a little bit smarter.
Let's make this really concrete. So take a simple task, like picking up a teacup. A robot might try and fail hundreds of times, but with every single attempt, it's learning. It's measuring the force of its grip, the angle of its arm, the texture of the cup. All that failure data is then used to improve its algorithms, so the next try is just a little bit better. It's this constant, powerful cycle of trial, error, and incredibly rapid improvement.
So, what do we think about all this? As you can probably imagine, the idea of these hyper-capable, intelligent robots walking among us has kicked off a pretty intense debate. It's this wild mix of incredible excitement and some very, very real apprehension.
And the concerns are serious. This quote points to something called anthropomorphism. That's our natural tendency to treat non-human things like they're human. So are we creating a future where we become way too dependent on machines for companionship? And in a world where these robots are constantly learning and sensing everything, what happens to our privacy?
So on one side, you have this incredible vision, a world where robots help the elderly, assist with physical therapy, and just make our lives fundamentally easier. But on the other side, you have the concern, a future where we might start to blur the lines between a genuine connection and a simulated one, all while our personal data is being constantly collected.
But hey, let's put the philosophical questions on hold for just a moment and look at the here and now. Once these robots finally graduate from the gym, where can we actually expect to see them showing up in our day-to-day world? Well, the applications are incredibly diverse. I mean, imagine a robot that can go into a burning building to find survivors, or one that can perform incredibly delicate tasks in a high-tech factory with superhuman precision. We are talking about completely transforming industries, from emergency services all the way to elder care. And if you think this is just some niche interest, think again. The related smart fitness market, just on its own, is projected to be worth over $6 billion by 2028. This isn't just a curiosity, it's a massive economic engine that's just getting started.
But maybe the most profound application is in healthcare. With aging populations and shortages of caregivers in so many parts of the world,
These robots could be an absolute lifeline for millions of people, providing everything from physical assistance with rehab to just simple companionship.
And, as these robots become more and more capable, it's totally inevitable that they'll start taking on tasks and jobs that are currently done by humans. And that leads us to the one question that's on everybody's mind. What does this all mean for the future of work?
It's really a case of immense opportunity paired with an immense challenge. The opportunity is that robots can make our workplaces safer, way more productive, and fill critical labor gaps. The challenge, of course, is that they could also displace human workers, which would force a major reevaluation of our roles in society.
So how do we prepare for this new reality? Look, it's not going to be easy. It will likely require a combination of new educational models to help people adapt, societal safety nets to support those who are in transition, and honestly, a whole lot of creativity in designing new jobs that amplify uniquely human skills. And that leaves us right here. As we stand on the cusp of this new era, the ultimate question isn't whether robots will change our world, but how we will choose to change with it. When machines can do what we do, it forces us to ask a much deeper question. What is it that we, as humans, are uniquely meant to do?